sermon for 15th Sunday of the year. The parable of the sower in today's Gospel is one of the easiest to understand. Anyone who cuts grass regularly or looks after a garden will know how quickly and easily weeds grow. People who plant vegetables in their garden or grow tomatoes in the greenhouse will know how much time and effort they have to put into producing a good crop, whereas weeds grow wildly and in great profusion without any cultivation or hard work. So this parable is meant for us, that the weeds of sinfulness can sprout up easily and profusely without any intervention on our part if we are not careful. In the time of our Lord, people would have known exactly what he was talking about, because they would have been doing those things all the time. When I lived in Africa on the missions, the staple crop over there was maize. It grew very quickly in that fierce heat, and with the little rain that fell there, it thrived. But it needed a lot of attention. Every evening after school, the children were sent into the fields to pull up the weeds that grew alongside the stalks of maize. It was backbreaking and dangerous work because there were often poisonous snakes among the warm stalks and weeds, like the green mamba, the spitting cobra, the hooded cobra, all of which were highly poisonous, and often people were bitten and even died doing such a simple task. In a parable, our Lord talked about the seed that fell on the edge of the path, on patches of rock, among thorns, and some on rich soil, with the latter the only ones that produce the harvest. In the first reading from the prophet Isaiah, he talks about the rain and the snow falling upon the earth and watering it. That makes the earth yield a good harvest that ultimately ends up with bread for people to live on. So the Lord in heaven provides for our basic needs without us having to ask for anything. The prophet compares that with the word of the Lord that comes from the prophet's mouth and does not return to him empty without carrying out the will of God and succeeding in what it was sent to do. In the second reading today from the letter to the Romans, St. Paul says those immortal words about the reward that awaits good people when they die. I think that what we suffer in this life can never be compared to the glory, as yet unrevealed, which is waiting for us. In other words, if we try to live a good life on earth, then we will be welcome into our home in heaven. So to go back to the parable, we should be like the good seed that fell on rich soil. It was not eaten by the birds of the air, or withered in the heat of the sun, or was choked by weeds and thorns, but produced a crop, some 100-fold, some 60, and some 30.